So yesterday we have started working with the component and what exactly the component and how to work with the component. And in real time, whenever if you wanted to create a component, as I told you, we have three different files. One is the presentation, which is used to display the data with the help of HTML. Another one is the style, used to provide the styles for the HTML. And then we have the business logic, used to create the variable and functions. And the presentation comes with an extension, that is HTML. Styles comes with an extension, CSS. And the business logic comes with an extension, TS. Very good. Now, how do we define a component? Programmatically, how to write a component? A component, as I told you, it is a TypeScript class which comes with a decorator, that is @component decorator. That means it is a TypeScript class only, normal TypeScript class only. And if the TypeScript class will comes with a decorator, that is @component, then that is what we call it as a component. Now, what is a decorator? A decorator in Angular is used for differentiate the Angular elements. That means for every type of element, we have a different decorator. If you wanted to create a component, we have @component decorator. If at all, if you wanted to create a service, we have @injectable. If you wanted to create a module, we have @ng module. And if at all, if you wanted to create a pipe, we have @pipe decorator. That means everything, every Angular building block you can take, either it is a component, service, module, pipe, directive, whatever it might be, it is a TypeScript class, and we are going to differentiate with the help of decorators. Now, what a decorator will contain? It contains the metadata. That means here, in an example, the current example, whatever I have explained to you in the last session, I have created selector. The selector is used for invoking the HTML of the component. After that, we have the template. Template is used for the design purpose and the styles that we are having. And if we can have all, let's say, HTML, CSS, and TypeScript in one file, then that is what we call it as inline component. That means everything, if we can have it in a single file, then that is what we call it as inline component. Now, what is the advantage with that one is going to be, we can reduce the number of requests. As I told you yesterday, whenever if you can make any request to the server will process that request and gives the response. At that particular time, whatever the page you try to open, and in that page, if you can have at least, let's say 10 resources, then 10 HTTP calls are going to be happen, that you can see it in the network window of a browser. If you can have like 30 resources on the page, then we are able to send 30 requests. So to reduce the number of requests, we go with the inline component, then that is fine. And this mechanism is not good for what? Reusability, extension, and testing. Such kind of things, we can't do that. That is the reason in practical, in real time, 90% of the scenario, we will be using code behind components. So how to work with code behind component, I will try to explain it to you. But before that, the first example, another example I'm taking today is also going to be the same thing that what I want. Okay, I'm giving another example. I will share it with you. Okay, Sneha, guys, one thing I'm giving you clarity. For any non-technical question, you please ask me at the end. If it really related to the subject, then you can ask me. Classroom code, anyhow, I'm not going anywhere, right? At the end, I'll give you some time to clarify the doubt. There you can ask what you can do with the help of classroom. First, listen the classes, and later I can share it with you guys. You don't need to worry about it. First, listen, concentrate on the session. That's very important. Now, to work with a component, we have to follow the steps. Step number 1 is going to be, we use what? Create a TypeScript class file, and we use component decorator. That is the step number 1. Step number 2 is what? Register the component in any one module. That's up to you. And step number 3 is going to be bootstrap the component. And step number 4 is going to be use the selector. And step number 5 is going to be execute the project. So now I will show you another example like yesterday what we have done. Inline component 1, and then I will go with the code behind component as well. Okay, that is what I'm trying. So for that reason, I'll open my D drive. There we have full stack Angular. We have an Angular example. Let me open that. Okay, go with the command prompt, and where I can say code space dot I can give so that it gets open. Guys, again I'm explaining the component only today also. If anyone missed yesterday's session or anyone are not able to complete, please follow me. Okay, right. So the first thing, whenever if you wanted to create a component, as I told you, it is always practice to have what? Components folder, how to create it and where to create. You can select the tab and then click on, let's say, folder, then automatically it will ask you to give the name of the folder. Understood? Listen very carefully. I am selecting the tab and then select the folder, then automatically it will ask you to give the name of the folder. I don't want to give any name because I have already created a folder with the name component. Now here I have a component with the name product is available, and here component with the name an employee. Now let me create another component file. So how to create that component file? Now you can see I'm selecting the components folder. Observe that we have what? New file button is available in the Explorer. Okay, this is that Explorer. If you can open that, what we are having here. If you can open that, you can see that this is that Explorer, and here select the component folder and then click on add a new file. Now how do we add the file here? The file is going to be, maybe I can say, let's say product dot, okay, component dot, I can say that ts, product dot component dot ts. This step is clear because yesterday I saw that like few people, they asked me this question, Srikanth, how you created a component folder? It's very simple, quite simple one. You can select the tab and click on the folder, then automatically the folder will be added. And again select the component folder, click on a new file, then file will be added, and save that particular file with an extension component.ts. Now here, as I told you, every component is programmatically made up with the help of 3 blocks. One is going to be import statement, another one is going to be decorator, and third one is going to be export class. That means programmatically if you wanted to create a component, then we should have 3 things. One is import statement, another one is the decorator, another one is the export class. So how to write the import statement? We use what? Import. If you wanted create a component, there what you can do, we will be using what? Component. That time when you type component and then press tab, it automatically comes. But if it's not coming also, don't worry, you will be getting good subject if you can type everything by yourself. As a learner, always try to write more code by your, by manual, instead of following all the intelligence and all. As a learning stage, if you can write by your own, that definitely give you good subject. Understand? So don't worry if you are not getting intelligence. That's okay. Write down like this. First thing is going to be an import statement. What an import statement here? Import component, and my component is this component class is from where? Angular/core library. This is the first one. Second one is going to be, we have a decorator. How do we create the decorator? At the rate, you see there, component decorator, and here you can give that particular one. Now what happened here? You can see what is a component. The definition, you can observe that decorator that marks a class as an Angular component and provides the configuration metadata that determine how the component should be processed, instantiated, and used at the runtime. And components are the most basic UI building block of Angular application. An Angular app contains tree of components. An Angular app contains tree of component. That means in Angular, every place, whatever the UI you people are seeing, that is nothing but a component. That means Angular is completely made up with the help of component only. Now what is a component? A component is a reusable user interface. I will show you slowly, like one by one. Okay, don't worry. Now this component, the first thing is going to be selector. Now Shrikant, what name has to be given? Any name, guys. It doesn't matter that we should have a same name where the component is having, but that is a practice. That means the component file name, component class name, and the selector name. These three, if you can write it in sync, if you can write it in a sync, then identification would be very easy for us. Understand? Identification would be very easy for us. But no, Shrikant, I don't want to write like that. I wanted to give my name for my component. Yes, you can go ahead. Not an issue. But it's not a good practice. You will get that output, but it is not a good programming practice according to the real-time applications. Okay? Now what I can do, I'm just giving this app hyphen, and my component name is going to be product. That means my selector name is going to be app hyphen product. I can give. Again, I am repeating, it is not mandatory to write app hyphen product only. You can give any name for the component selector. And the second thing is going to be, now what is selector? You can see the CSS selector that identifies this directive in the template and trigger the instantiation. That means it will call that one. Okay, this selector name, file name, you see here, product is there, right? Product.component, and we are going to write that export class na, Uday? Yes, all those three together. And why I am using this app means I created it as a separate application. So that is the reason there. Okay, under that app only I am creating the product. Just for the understanding purpose I am using app hyphen, but it is not mandatory. You can remove it also. Product only you can give, nothing to worry. Abhishek, clear? Right. And the next thing is going to be, as I told you, if we can write the template, that is the HTML for this component inside this file, that is what an inline. Okay, we'll see like one inline, and later we'll go with code behind also. Now what I can do, I am going to use a template here, colon. and how you want to write, you can write it over there. I'm going to use a simple H1. I'm going to close the H1 one more time. And here you can see it is very difficult, man, to write the logic here. Now what I just want to do, I'm going to write this is a, okay, this is a product component that what I can write, and after that I'm using some HR tag, and after that I'm going to take a div tag, and here I'm going to close the div tag one more time. Understand? Div tag one more time. Sir, you are importing the component. Now this one, man, you can see that. Ganesh, I import a component here, I used it here, okay? Ganesh, okay, right. Now here, I'm taking a div tag, and here, I'm going to display the data. So how I can do that one? Maybe let's say product ID or something. But I haven't created anything. Let me try to write it. And then you have like what? Styles are available. And as you know, styles are going to be in the form of an array, because it is like, you know, the name itself, it indicates of what type. It's a string array type. You see here, styles is of what type? String array type. So that I created an array and leaving like this for now. And you can see decorator is there, and import statement is done, decorator is done, and the next thing is going to be export class. How do we do that one? Simply export class, and the name of the component is going to be product component that what I can give. That's it. Now you can write like whatever you guys wants to write it here. Maybe I can go with something like product ID, where I can say that product ID, which is of type number, is equal to 10, I can say, and then product name I can give, and which is of type string, is equal to, let's say, OnePlus mobile, and after that product price is going to be, let's say, which is of type number, maybe I can give 43k or whatever, and at the same time product quantity, and the type as going to be number, is equal to, let's say, 4, that what I can give. That's it. Banu Naga Malleshwar Rao. You can try that. You will get an error, right? Then you will come to know. Why should you ask like, you know, that question again? Try by yourself. Okay. Yesterday also Sudhamani styles are available. You can see that. Styles are coming. I'm applying like, you know, the same style for your understanding purpose even in today also. Okay. Now you can see I'm giving like, you know, the same styles here. Okay. I'm giving same styles here. H1 color is green and text LN. Initially why we are not getting min, I have applied like, you know, the styles with the help of single quotation over here. That is the reason. Understood? Right. Now you can see I have a div tag, and in my div tag let me display the product information. So that first one is the product ID. How we can get that? Product ID is 10. I'm not directly printing the 10 here. Rather I can get the value from where? I can get the value from this particular variable. So how we can get that variable here? Simply we will be using product ID. Understand? Product ID, that what I can give. Okay, product ID, that what you can give. And after that I am giving a break tag, and the second one is going to be product name. How we can go with that? Simply let's say the product name, and I am giving a break tag. And third one is going to be product price, I can say, where I can go with product price price. Understand? I'll give a break tag, and then product quantity is going to be let's say product quantity QTY, and I am giving a break tag over here. Now you can see. Now you can see this is what I have written. Now everything you can see, the TypeScript file, TypeScript logic, and HTML logic, and then followed with UI logic. All three, if you can see, just give me a minute. Okay. Now you see my component is ready. Did you understand what I am doing here? I have an import statement, and then I have a decorator, and inside the decorator, we have the component. I mean, outside the decorator, the third one is the export class, and inside the decorator, I specified a selector, and I used to write a template to display the data, and then we have the styles that I have defined it over there. This is what we call it as inline component. Right now, whatever I have written, this is what inline component. Why it is going to be an inline component? Because here you can see, if you wanted to build a component, we should have what HTML logic is required, HTML is required, and business logic is required, and CSS is required. If you can write all three at one place, then that is what we call it as inline component. Now, am I having all these things in a single file or not? Tell me. Yes or no? Hello? Right? I'm having everything in a single file. So that is what the reason where we call this as going to be an inline component. An inline component that we are having. Okay, fine. Srikanth, like component you have created, that's good. But how do we run this particular component? That is where, like you can see, I have given the steps yesterday itself. Create a TypeScript class file, and by using what? @component decorator. And step number 2, you can observe, register the component in any one module. Register the component in any one module. That means modules are mainly used to improve the modularity. So that I just wanted to register my component in some module. So how do we do that one? To do that one, I'll open the file, and we have one module which is available right now. That is the tab module. In the tab module, we go for what? Declaration section. I'll explain you what exactly the module and all. Don't worry. Declaration section is available, and here what you can do, you can get the product component. So how do we get the product component? If you wanted to get the product component class should be exported. Now what I want to do, I'm going to get that. So how we can use it? Import. Now what you wanted to import? Product component. And where it is available? It is available under the components folder, and there we are having product.component is available. And once if the import is done, then you can specify it here. That means this step is what we call it as registering the component in some module. Every module you can take. Okay, we have like these sections. I'll tell you what all these sections later, but you have to register a component in module. That is mandatory. Understand? Every component should belongs to one module. we have what? Product component. I have defined it in the declaration section. And the next one is going to be, we wanted to execute which component now? Now step number 3, you can see that. Bootstrap the component. That means which component you wanted to execute. Shrikant, I wanted to execute, let's say, product component. Okay, then you can give it over here. Shrikant, I wanted to execute both together. Will it be possible? Yes, it is possible. Because bootstrap is of what type? You can see that. It is of what type? Array type. It is of what type? Array type. So that you can set either single or multiple also. Maybe what I can do, I'll execute multiple so that I can set two. Understand? Product component I'll try to execute, and employee component also I'll try to execute. Like that, any number of components that you can execute, that's up to you. This step is clear? Tell me. Bootstrap is used for what? Bootstrapping, executing, starting the component execution. Is this step is clear for all or not? Tell me. Everyone guys. Very good, nice. Now, what I want to do, I'll go to my product component. That means in order to access this product components HTML, total HTML, I created a selector. I'll select it and go to the index.html and I can use it. That's it. Understood? Whatever the selector we have created here, that must be the part of index.html whenever if you are doing a bootstrap here. That means here I bootstrap the product component so that you can see index.html is having the product selector. And second thing, I bootstrapped what? Employee component. And if you can see that employee component selector and app-employee, and the same thing you can find it in app-employee. Like that it is going to be. That means whatever you people have bootstrapped, what component you bootstrapped here, every component is having the selector. That selector must be specified in index.html. That selector must be specified in index.html. Now it's done. Now you can see step number 4 is also done. Bootstrap and then use the selector in index.html. And the last step is what? Execute the project. How do we execute the project? Simple terms. ng serve, okay, hyphen project is equal to what is our project here? What is our project? You can see that components demo is the project, so that I can go with components demo. That what I can do, and then click on OK, so that automatically it started execution. It might take a minute, not more than that. Right. Now you can see Angular Live Development Server is listening on the port number, that is 4200, that what they mentioned. Now what I want to do, I'll be executing it. Just click on there. Now you can see welcome to Angular Compiler. Then one person is asking me a question, Shrikant, like do we don't need to write the body and HTML header tags? No need. Because the first file, when you execute that application, as I told you in the application execution flow, the first file that what it executes is going to be index.html, right? Now in the index.html, are we able to see the HTML tag and then header tag and then body tag is available, right? Tell me, am I right? We have it already defined in index.html. Then why should I write one more time the body in my component declarations? Right? Why should I write like one more time? It is not required for me. It is not required for me. We don't need to write it over there. So that is how it is going to be. Someone asked me the question. That is an telling you. One time it was defined. Then why should I? Clear this one. And this is all about what? And if you want, you can see how it is going to be. You can just right click and go to that inspect. And here you can see how it is going to be. We have what HTML, head and body, and in the body you see we have app employee and product. Two components are available. This is one component and this is another component. This is one component and this is another component. This component is getting the data of an employee where it is showing me welcome to Angular component, and then we have what? Employee ID 101, employee name and salary. And the product component, if you can open, here we have a div, and there you can find product ID, product name, and then product price, and following with the quantity that we are having. Understand? Now, right now, what I am executing, that is live server only. If you want, I can modify it. You can see there. I'll go to my product component and my product name. Instead of giving, let's say, OnePlus mobile, I'll be giving iPhone, let's say 15 Pro if I am using, and then save it. Am I executing any command now? Tell me. Am I executing anything? No, right? If we can open that, you're able to see that out. You see here. For every modification, it is live server only. Understand? Angular is using live server only where you can. So that is how it is. Sir, after execution, the application in command, and if I close the command, then open it in browser. Yes, it will work. It will work. Even that means your question is like, you just want to do close this one, and then you can do that modification. Maybe in place of 45,000, let's say 98,000 if I am using, and save it, and then come back here. Just to refresh it once again. But no need to refresh. I am sorry. After closing it, it was closed, but we have an option. We have an option. Even if you close that also, we can get it. We have an option. We have an option. Okay. So this is what we call it as inline. Now in today's session, we will targeting not only that inline, we are going to complete code behind components. Code behind component. So how to work with code behind component? What is the importance of the code behind component? Listen carefully, and this is also very much simple. Very much simple. That means in code behind, in this technique, okay, in this technique, we are creating HTML, CSS, and TypeScript files separately has to be given. Understand? And all these are configured with the help of decorator only. All these are configured with the help of decorator only. That means all these are configured with the help of what? Decorator only. I used a decorator in order to configure where the HTML is, where the CSS is, and where the TypeScript is going to be. Then how do we create it? Now let me show you with an example. Now here I have the component folder. Now inside the component folder, I'm trying to do one thing. I'll create a separate folder. Maybe I can go with the student is the folder. Okay, I'll take like student is the folder that what I'm taking. Let's see. I'm creating a folder with the name what? Student. But make sure guys, every folder and file name should be in lowercase. That is how, like, they follow the structure. You supposed to follow the same. It should be in the lowercase letters. It should be in the lowercase letters. What I am doing, I am selecting the components folder and I am adding a folder, new folder, and the name of the folder is going to be student. Now here, what I want to do, I wanted to write 3 files. I wanted to write 3 files. What are the files has to be written? First file is for the HTML. So that student dot component dot, we have what? HTML. That is the first file. Okay? Okay now. Guys, are you able to follow me? Yes or no? Give a reply quickly. Very good. Nice, nice. Right. First file is what? Student.component.html. Second file you can see. I'm selecting the new file and then I can write student.component.css. Student.component.css. And then I'll go for the third file. The third file is going to be student.component.component. I'll be using ts. Understand? Three things that I have created. One is what? Component.css. Second one, component.html. Third one, component.ts. Now TypeScript file, what I want to do, same thing. We need to have an import statement. What you wanted to import? I wanted to import a component here. That is the first step. After that, we'll be using what? @component decorator. And here, you have to write the selector. I'll be giving my selector name as going to be app-student has to be given. Understand? App-student, that what I am giving. App-student is the selector. Now, earlier we used what? In inline component, I used what? Decorator property. If you can remember, maybe in the product, you can see I use the template here, right? I'm using the template here. But now, what I just want to do, I don't want to use the template. Rather, I'm using template URL. You can see a relative path or absolute URL of a template file for an Angular component. If provided, do not supply an inline template using template. That means either one you can use. Either you can go with the inline or else you can go with the code behind. If it is an inline, use the template. If it is a code behind means write it in a separate file and access it. Now I am using template URL and then give the file name. How do we give the file name? What is the file name? That means in the same folder only we have what? Student dot component dot we have HTML is available. Understood? What we are having? Student dot component dot HTML is available. In the same way, we have what? You can see that styles are available and then style URLs are available. If you wanted to use inline, then you can go with the style. If you wanted to write code behind, you can give the style URLs. The name itself, it indicates it contains multiple. So that here also I am using student dot component dot CSS, that what I can do. That's it. Understood? And then the third one is going to be export class. Now what I wanted to export? Student component component. Now here I am using dot slash. Dot slash will be representing the current folder. Current folder. That means this component file is available under the same folder or not? Tell me. Yes or no? Same folder or no? That is the reason I am giving single dot. Shrikant, if it is available outside, then give 2 dots. When I give 2 dots, one step backward. Understand? One step backward. 2 dots if we can give, one step backward. Like that it is going. Suppose if it is available in separate folder, then you have to give that particular path. I will show you that also. Okay. Now what I can do here, I am writing like few property. First property is going to be, let's say, student ID, common thing, that is of type number, and then we have student name, which is of type, let's say, string I can give. Now some people may ask a question. You can see the property student ID has no initializer and it is not definitely assigned to in the constructor. That means if you wanted to fix it, then you should have a constructor. But Shrikant, without constructor can I? Yes, you can. I'll come to that constructor concept later. That is the reason. If you are having a constructor, then this error will go. But I'm not having any constructor here, so that is the reason it will throw you an error. But what you can do, you can simply initialize nothing to do. I'll be writing something like that. Shrikant here. And after that, let's say subject is of type string is equal to, let me give Angular. Subject of type, I am giving here it as going to be Angular, that what I have given. Like that it is going to be. Now what I want to do, these are the 3 things that what I am having, just enough. Now the next thing is going to be, we wanted to display this in the HTML, right? Yes or no? So how we can do that? Go to the HTML file and then you can use it. I'll be taking student information that what I can give, and I'm giving a HR tag. Now you see here we have more clarity and it comes with IntelliSense feature as well. It comes with IntelliSense feature also for me. Let me have a table here, maybe, and there I can go with the TR. There I can have TH, student ID, and then let's go with another TH, student name I can say, and then we have another TH, we will be having subject name. So this is what I have given, and after that I'll take another TR, and then I can go with the TD. Now you can get the value. Where the values are available, I created a variable and I store the values here, right? I created a variable and I store the value. Now use the same variables. Use the same variables here by using an interpolation syntax. I am using student ID and then following with, we will be having the name of the student, so that I can copy the name and giving it over here. And then the third one is going to be, we will be having the third one, that is a subject. Let me come back here and I am going to display the subject. That's it. So this is how it is going to be. Understand? This is how it is going to be. Okay? This is how it is going to be. Now Shrikant, can I give any properties for this particular one? Any CSS? Here you can write, man. I'll take a class that is C1 and I'm going to write text align as going to be center, and at the same time font property. You can see here We will be getting the IntelliSense or not? Tell me. You can see font related. Let's say font hyphen weight is going to be, let's say, bold I can give. And at the same time, let's say font hyphen size is going to be somewhere around 20 pixels. Now I created a class. I can apply that class directly to here. Now you can see class equal to C1 and a table. For this also, I'll be applying the same class equal to C1. It is all about CSS. I'm applying the CSS properties. Understood? Now compare with this one. Here what we have done in inline, we have written what? HTML, CSS and TypeScript all together in one file, one single file. That is what exactly we call it as inline. But here you can see TypeScript code I am writing it separately. CSS properties I have implemented separately. HTML I have written it in a separate. So that means here, which one is more clear? Which one is more clear? Tell me. Inline or code behind? Clarity purpose. Obviously code behind. Because code behind is more clear. We come to know that where we have to write the HTML. Because by seeing the file extension as HTML, we directly go there and we can write it over there. And by seeing that CSS, we come to know that we can write the CSS over there. And if we can go to the TypeScript, we come to know that where to write the TypeScript. So that it comes with more clarity. That is the reason where code behind the technique is much popular technique what we are using it in the current industry. In current industry, 90% of the scenario we will be using code behind it only. Okay. Code behind only. Understand? We will be writing what? Code behind the technique only. Now, how can we write? I will show you with another example. Don't worry. I'm not going to have only leave you with only one. I will tell you another example also. Don't worry. Now the next one you can see. Next one. My component is ready. Then steps are same, guys. Same. Create the TypeScript class. Use the component decorator. Okay. All these steps are common. Steps to work with this one. Steps to work with that one. Create what? Create a TypeScript, comma, HTML and CSS file and implement as per the requirement. Step 1 is done. You can see there. Step 1 is what? I created 3 files. First I created a TS file and I have implemented something. CSS I have written some property and HTML I have written some property. Everything is good. Okay, Shrikant, that's fine. Now what is step number 2? Same steps, guys. What you need to do? You have to register the component. Now where to register? App.module.ts file. How do we do that one? Go to here, go to that app.module.ts and register the component. Now what component we have created? I created a student component. I created what? Student component here. What I have done? I created a student component. Now step number 3. I wanted to execute this student component. How can I execute it? Simply giving it over there. That is step number 3. Step number 4 is what? Go to the student component. I have used a selector. Take that selector and then you can give it in the index.html. I'll remove these two. I don't want to execute them. And then I can give to the app student. That's it. Now you can see the same step. The only one thing is changed here is In previous and the current one, only one thing is changed is what? One thing is changed what? Tell me. Writing the files separately, creating the files separately, HTML one file, TypeScript one file, and CSS one file. We can have three different files that are to be the part of it. Apart from that, everything is same. Clear? Clear now? Now you can see I'll be executing my application. So how we can do that one? How we can do that one?
Recording
What
in
is
progress.
the advantage you're getting? You can see that. -o I used. What happened? What is the advantage? What is the difference you found when I'm giving -o? Tell me. Earlier what happened? We supposed to click on what? We supposed to click on what? The web page. We have to click on what? The web page. But now when I'm giving a command that is -o at the end, when I'm giving a -o at the end, it automatically open the output in the default browser. Understood? It automatically opens it in the default browser. That is the advantage. Clear now? -o stands for that one. Okay? Hope this clear, right? -o stands for open. Yes. Open in default browser. Shrikant, I wanted to open in Google Chrome. You have to set the Google Chrome as the default browser. Right. Any questions here? Or do you want me to take another example? Nothing is there, man. Generally, like what I am doing, I'm using NGS -project equal to component demo, right? But additionally, at the end, I'm using -o. Why I used -o? Because it will automatically open it in a default browser. If you are not giving -o, then what happened? We clicked on here, then it will open, right? But I don't want to click on here. Directly it will open. For that reason, I'm taking. Okay, we'll go with another example. S is the shortcut key or else alias key for the, like, search. Prasad, it will take minimum 1 month. Prasad, it might take like a month. Because like we have lot of concepts to discuss and then only it will be.
Hello?
Okay. We will go with like, we will go with new ones. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. what I want to do, I'll go with another example. Okay, another example. But now, this time, I don't want to create. What? Okay, another example. Another example we will see. Okay, don't worry. Just please bear with me. We'll go with another example. Same. Let's say. So now follow the steps. What I am doing, guys. I'm closing everything because components is hard for the Angular application. Without knowing the components, you can't do anything. So that is the reason. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now you can see. Okay. Now you can see. First we'll be creating another one. Maybe let's say I'll go with the login. Okay. This time I'll go with the login. But I'm not going to get the data and all. That part we will see later. Just this session is all about to make you understand about how we can create the components and all. That is what our agenda. Okay. So what I just want to do is, first of all, I wanted to create the login component. Then what I can do, I'll go to my components folder, and there I'll create a new folder, and the name of the folder is going to be login. I created a folder with the name what? Login, that what I have given. Understand? This is the one I have given. And here in the login, we will be having 3 files. One is going to be HTML, so that I can write login.component.html. Okay? Yes, you can give directly login.html, student.html, that is okay. But I told you, I'm going to teach you not only the subject but also the practices. Good programming practice is very important in the real time. That is it. Because always you're not going to do that examples, right? You're going to build the real-time applications. In real-time application, how much important it is to get that output, the equal priority has to be given for the coding standards also. If you are not following the coding standard, then that code is waste code. Okay, even though you are getting an output and it's perfectly working, it doesn't matter at all until unless you follow the best practice. That is it. Okay. Right. Now here we have login component HTML, and then I'm adding another file here. Let's say login dot component dot CSS file I'm adding. Same way, I'm selecting this and then add what? Login dot component dot TS I can give. Login dot component dot TS I can give. 3 files that I have added. Now in TypeScript file, what I want to do, I'm going to just I'm not writing much logic over there. Just whatever it is required, we will be using. So how we can do that one? How we can do that one? Simply first import what it is. It is a component. Import component. Where it is available? It is available under @ Angular / 4
13
library. That
కట్టాలి
is
ఇది
the first one. And second one is going to be at the rate component decorator, and there you have to specify what you want to have. Maybe I can say that a selector, and the selector is going to be, I'll be writing app hyphen login. I'm using what? App hyphen login I'm using. Second one is going to
ఇద్దరు
be,
బాగానే ఉన్నారు, ఇద్దరు బాగానే సౌండ్
I'm
ఉన్నారు,
using
ఇద్దరు
like
బాగానే
the
కొడుతున్నారు.
code behind process here. I'm using code behind the component, so that I write like HTML in separate file and CSS in separate file, so that I'll be using the first one is the template URL, and where it is available into the same folder where I can say login dot component dot, we have what? HTML. That is the one. Login dot component dot HTML is the one. And the next one, we have the styles URL. Now here I can give login dot, again login dot component dot I use the CSS. Understood? No, at the rate component is very important here. Gajayana, it is very important. That is only we are importing here, right? See this, I'm importing component here. I used to make this class as going to be a component class. Okay, and third thing is going to be export class. What class it is going to be? Login component. I used what? Login component. Guys, I told you Preeti many times. See, this is a practice I'm following. If you wanted to give any name, you can use it. Selector name can be any name. Selector name can be any name. According to my company practice, for every selector name, I use it. Before that, I'm using app. But in your company, if it is different, you can follow that. Not an issue. Very good. Now I created like the login component. I'm not doing anything. Just let me give some title. Just I'll be writing something like login component. I'm giving the title, nothing apart from that one. This step is clear so far. Prasad, why I use the export here mean every component class you can take that should be the part of a module, right? Prasad, that means we have to use that this login component register in app module. Then app module is a different file and a login component is a different file. How to access this class to this module? By using an import statement. If there is no export, is it possible to import it to this one? Prasad, tell me. Yes, very good. That is the purpose. Okay, na? Right. I'll go with like simply let me go for the HTML file, and in the HTML file I'll take a div. Okay, I'll take a div and I'm using a form. I mean nothing, just like the UI only. I'm not doing anything here. And then I'm taking a H3, whatever the title we have given over there, let me get that particular title. And after that I'll have a DL, I'll have a DT, and then enter username. After that I'm taking an input type as going to be text. Then I'll take a DT, enter password. Let us have a DD where I can have an input type as going to be, maybe I can say that it has going to be the password. And after that I'm going to write like a submit button, a simple submit button. That what I'll be creating. Just let me have a button, and here it is going to be, let's say submit, or else let's say login. That's it. Now I just wanted to apply maybe some CSS properties for this particular one. So how we can do that? Go to the CSS For the div tag I'm applying, maybe I'll say display flex and justify content into the center, and after that align items center only, and then I'm giving for some height, it's around 400 pixel. And at the same time, if you want to give like anything, you can give it over there. Maybe let's say I have a form tag. For the form, you can give like couple of properties. That's up to you. Let's go with padding. I don't want to give auto. Let's say 20 pixel, and border some 2 pixel solid gray or something, some color you can give, and border radius is going to be some around 20 pixel. That's it. You can see that I have implemented everything. I created a component, and inside that component I have specified the template URL, and after that I have style URLs as well. I have specified the style URLs as well, and I am just giving a title, and in HTML I created a simple login page where I am going to display the title, nothing apart from that. I wrote some set of CSS properties as the part of this implementation. Now everything is ready. Okay, now follow the steps that we have. First step, go to the app module.ts and then register it. So how we can do that one? Simply login component. That time when I'm using login component here, you will see an import statement will come here. And earlier, very recently, someone asked me a question, Shrikant, why you used export here? If I'm not exporting here and save it and go to the app module, you can see we will be having an error. What is that error? Read that error. Module component slash login slash login dot component declares login component locally, but it is not exported. That means if there is no export statement, then that is local to that file. If you can have an export, there you see, are we getting any error? Tell me. Are you getting any error? No errors at all. Now the next step is going to be, I'm using Bootstrap, and after that the next step is going to be go with the index.html. Instead of using that, I'm using app-login. App-login I can do. Now you see still my application is under the execution. Still my application is under that execution. Now if you wanted to start like from the beginning, then you can start it. Otherwise, if you can open that default browser, you are able to see. Just to refresh it once. Now you can see. Am I able to get it up? So this is all about the components. This is all about the components. Clear? No need, because my application is live server. See there, it is continuously running, we know. It is continuously, for every change it is compiling and it is taking. If you wanted to start by your own, then you can do that. That's okay. Now Control C if you can give, then it will stop that execution. I'll close it. Now this time you can see I am giving a command ng s for serve -- project is equal to, I am using components demo -o you can give, then automatically components demo, I'm sorry. Now you can see it automatically works. That's it. Right? Now I will show you some interesting stuff to you. what is interesting here? As I told you, we have an Angular CLI which will takes the responsibility of creating, developing, doing like everything, every feature, right? So by using that also, we can create. How we can do that one? We are able to create components by using Angular CLI command, like the command is going to be, you can see ng generate what you want to generate, component I want to generate, you can give the component, that's it. Okay, you can give that particular one. Just if you can give that one, then automatically it creates. Now where you wanted to create, I wanted to create it in my component folder. Guys, you can see what I am doing. I wanted to create it in my component folder. So that select the folder, right click, open in integrated terminal. You can see that. Again I am repeating. Go to the component, right click, open in integrated terminal, then automatically it opens the terminal from there. And here you can use CMD by default. Okay, just use the command prompt, nothing apart from that. And now write the command. What command? ng. ng stands for Angular generate. That means generate what you wanted to generate, component I wanted to generate, what component you wanted to create, register, and say okay, sit back and relax. Now you can see what happened. What happened here? You can see what happened. It creates total 4 files and also update the app module file as well. You can see that. What 4 files here? What is the first file you can see? What is the first file? Tell me everyone. What is the first file? It is the HTML file. Second file is what? spec.ts. This is, you may ignore it for now, that is used for the unit testing purpose. In Angular, we can do the unit testing. For that purpose, we use the specification file. Spec is nothing but the specification. We use the specification file, so that is the purpose of it. And apart from that, you know what is TS and you know what is CSS as well. Now what happens? You can see, I'll open my components folder. A register component is created here or not? See this? Yes or no? A register component is created here and it creates 4 files for you. If you can open component.ts, it automatically gets some code as well. Scaffolding, the feature what we call it as scaffolding, automatic code generation. Now from here, you can start the customization. From here, you can start the customization. So that means a simple command which saves a lot of time for the developer by generating the code automatically. Which saves lot of time for the developer to generating the code automatically. That is the main advantage that we are having for this particular. Hope this clear? See, learning syntax is very easy, man. If we can daily practice, then it won't be I read something that in our childhood, if you are not follow something, if you are not able to read something properly, not able to remember properly, the teachers will give that assignments, right? In our childhood days, write down for 10 times, write down for 20 times. Do you know there is a great reason behind it? It is something like never give up. Never give up. Until you get that, don't give up. If we can do a practice continuously, then it will come. That is the intention behind. For every punishment, we have lot of, theory behind it. We have a lot of theory behind it. Do you know that? I mean, I read like, some articles, good article. That is where I came to know that practice always makes perfect. Writing is very important. Practicing is very important. If I'm explaining the session, you people have attended and you just simply attended and then close your books and do whatever you want. Then what will happen? This subject will be there in your brain for hardly 1 or 2 days. But same thing, whatever I'm explaining, yesterday 2 examples, today 2 examples I have explained. If you can do this one by your own, if you can do this one by your own, by writing the code, by keep hands on the Visual Studio Code and write by yourself, then you can remember for long. Am I right? Yes or no? So that is where, if you can do, keep practice, it will come definitely, because we are not doing rocket science. Rocket science, why people are telling that that is difficult means we don't know that like how much pressure is there at the atmosphere. Okay, that means at the at like above the sky, we don't know like how much pressure it is going to be. That might be vary. Everything is an assumption, and then we can do that. But here it is not like that. We have like complete setup is available for us. If you do any mistake, we have a compiler which will take care of it. Still, if you are not getting any output, we have friends to ask. We have Google to help. And at last, we have a trainer like me who can help you out from that particular issue. But the first thing is what? Practice. Do you practice? Nothing will happen. If you are getting an error now, create a new application and then start from the beginning. I will see like why you people are not getting, because this is not a rocket science, man. It's very simple one. Very simple subject we are learning. Very simple one. But understanding the concept is important. Okay, Srikanth is explaining this one. How can I make it more better? Because we have 1.5 hour time. With that 1.5 hour time, I can explain some extent. You people have to explore something more out of that. You can do a Google, you can watch some video, you can watch some audio, or else you can just practice it like the same example. Like that, if you can come out, then it's very easy for any subject. Not even me, any subject it might be, which will be very easy for you to understand. Okay. Now you see the time when I'm writing the command ng generator. After that, component, and what component it is going to be? Register component. The time when I'm giving the register component, you see here, sir, when I run command, it is run. Okay. To see here, when I run this, it will create like the 4 files, and after that you can see we have that app module, and in the app module you can see automatically it is added, and in app module it automatically adds over there. Understand? It added automatically in the app module. That is how it is going to be under the declaration section. Next steps that you have to follow, how we can do that one. That's it. That means by writing the command we can do anything. But you may get a question, Srikanth, why you haven't explained very beginning? Because if I'm explaining in very beginning, you're not able to understand very clear, this much clear. That is the reason. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day. That's it for the day. We will continue tomorrow. If you have any doubts, just please to ask.